At my daughter's wedding, she yelled, "Leave now, Dad. My husband doesn't want you here." I walked out without a word. The next morning, she called, "Dad, I need the property papers." I paused and replied with 4 words that she'll never forget. The reception hall buzzed with conversation and clinking glasses. I stood near the corner table, watching Emily twirl across the dance floor in her white gown, her face flushed with champagne and happiness. 23 years of raising her alone flashed through my mind, every school play, every scraped knee, every late-night conversation about boys and dreams and the future she wanted to build. My wife Sarah died when Emily was 6 months old. Brain aneurysm. One moment she was laughing at something on television, the next she was gone. I remember holding Emily in the hospital corridor, her tiny fingers wrapped around my thumb, while doctors explained that Sarah never suffered. As if that made it easier. I raised Emily in the same 3-bedroom house Sarah and I bought when we first married. It sat on 2 acres of land just outside Portland, with a creek running through the back and old oak trees that turned brilliant red every autumn. Sarah had loved that property. We'd planned to grow old there together, maybe build a workshop for me and a studio for her painting. Instead, I'd filled it with Emily's laughter and tears, her friends running through the hallways, her music echoing from her bedroom. The property was worth something now. Portland had expanded, and developers circled like vultures every few months with offers that made my head spin. But I'd never sold. It was Emily's inheritance, her connection to the mother she barely remembered. "Dad." Emily's voice cut through my thoughts. She stood 3 feet away, her expression tight. Behind her, Marcus, her new husband, hovered with his arms crossed. "We need to talk." I smiled, reaching out to touch her shoulder. "Everything okay, sweetheart?" The ceremony was beautiful. "Your mom would have been so proud." Emily flinched away from my hand. "Don't bring her up right now." Something cold settled in my chest. "What's wrong?" Marcus stepped forward, positioning himself slightly in front of Emily. He was tall, polished, the kind of man who wore expensive watches and spoke in clipped sentences. I'd met him 6 times before today, and each interaction had left me feeling vaguely uneasy, though I couldn't pinpoint why. "Mr. Coleman," Marcus said, his voice low but firm. "We appreciate you coming, but it's time for you to leave." I blinked. "Excuse me?" "Leave now, Dad." Emily's words came out sharp, almost rehearsed. "My husband doesn't want you here." The reception noise seemed to fade into white static. I stared at my daughter, searching her face for some sign of a joke, some hint that this wasn't really happening. But her eyes remained fixed somewhere past my shoulder, refusing to meet mine. "Emily, what is this about?" I kept my voice steady, though my hands had started to shake. "Did I do something wrong?" "This isn't your day," Marcus interrupted. "You've made it awkward enough already." "Made it awkward?" The words barely came out. "I haven't done anything except, just go." Emily finally looked at me, and the coldness in her expression hit harder than any physical blow could have. "Please. You're embarrassing me."